Hello and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor and our Ironman challenge. Now, when we left off, we had a bit of a situation at Laria where we were being besieged by a bunch of Ravenstern vassals. Now, bad things have happened. Yeah, bad things have happened. Nothing super bad, like we haven't lost Laria or anything like that. The Ravenstern have actually run away. They've actually retreated without me doing anything about it, by the way. And the Kingdom of SARLEON has now launched their offensive against Talon Castle, and I'm not a big fan of this, so I decided, hey, let's head into the battle and see what we can do. Now, bear in mind that I am still only equipped with 32 arrows, but I'm very much hopeful that we will be really, really fine in this fight, because just look at this amazing, amazing layout for the defenders. This is going to be almost impossible, in my opinion, for them to get up here. But I guess don't quote me on that, because they're probably going to get up here pretty easily, aren't they? Because the AI doesn't have that much strategy involved, and they just generally tend to straight up, charge in. That's going to be a bit problematic, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh well, can't really do much about it, I suppose. Just going to have to fight. Fight to the death as much as possible. Okay, I'm ready, I'm ready. I would like to be given more arrows. I don't really want to steal arrows from our friends. I'm actually wondering where the chest is. That would be helpful. Let's see if I can just kill these enemies coming up here. Oh, there's some arrows. There we go. Well, it seems to be working pretty fine so far. Pretty fine so far. Nothing really too bad to worry about just yet. Seems like most of the enemies are not really knowing what they can do because they have halberdiers, and let's face it, halberdiers are not going to be the most amazing in a siege offense, especially in these close quarters situations. So I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I would be happier if I had additional arrows. I'm hopeful that the replenishment function will give us some additional arrows relatively soon. I actually forgot to change out my shield for my arrows before I headed in here, and I have no idea where the box is. I can't see it for some reason. Not entirely sure. Oh, there we go. Never mind. We have replenished a little bit of our arrows, so we can go to town once again and do massive damage. Oh yes. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually end up getting 100 kills in this particular battle, and maybe that is actually even going to get us an achievement. I think that would be kind of cool, because that would increase probably our renown at this point, and I would be pretty happy with that, to be honest. So maybe we'll get something like that. That would be cool. But otherwise, I'm going to be pretty happy to just defend against the Kingdom of SARLEON. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 vassals here at the moment, and you can imagine that is kind of harsh. It's kind of harsh. Anyway, anyone here not doing anything? The Doom Guide's not really doing anything, so I guess I will steal some. Can I steal some arrows from maybe the Ghazi Stalker? I'm kind of thinking that they're going to be kind of good, so I don't really want to steal anything from them, but I will steal some arrows from the Ghazi Stalker at this point. And just literally because I'm kind of being quite effective at the moment. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, that's for sure, but as you can see, we are getting quite a few kills. And not taking that much damage in the process either, which is pretty cool. So let's continue to shoot here. As soon as I said that. As soon as I said, oh yeah, it's not taking that much damage, yeah, now I'm getting shot in the face. Isn't that great? Okay, I'm going to just pick up some more arrows. Going to try and shoot a couple of people out the side here. Got to be careful about those archers, that's for sure. And I killed Leslie by mistake. Of course I did. Yes, that always happens to me, doesn't it? Yes, that absolutely always happens. But it's fine, because we're going to get some more arrows relatively soon, hopefully. And I'd like to get a kill. Never mind. One arrow is not really enough to get me a kill, I guess. Yeah, I guess what can you do? I'm just going to continue attacking here. Maybe we'll actually be able to get some from a longbowman that actually comes up here without even using them. That would be kind of amazing. Oh, never mind. I've already got some replenished arrows, so that's pretty fantastic. Okay, we got to be careful here. We got to be careful. We've eliminated... What? 400? We've eliminated 400? Okay, that's kind of a lot. I'm actually quite surprised about that. I thought to myself, oh yeah, we've eliminated about 200 so far, maybe, you know, because I've eliminated almost 100 myself. And I thought, hey, you know what, that's probably most likely, you know. But no. Almost, wow, almost 500 actually. That is some insane stuff right there. Really crazy. And now I have 107 kills. That's really cool. And I'm a bit worried about this, actually, maybe. I mean, I know that we're doing really, really well so far. We've almost killed 500. Not entirely sure how many they want to throw in here, to be honest. But hopefully it's not going to be much more than this. Because I have to be careful. I really don't want to get killed, so I don't really want to bring out my bow randomly and then just be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to get shot in the face now, and that's going to be a death. And that would not be good. So I'm hopeful that we will be able to survive at least a little bit longer. Yeah, it seems like the red bar at the top is dwindling now, so I'm pretty happy with that. Got to be a bit careful about these ranged units, just in case. But it seems like that is indeed a victory for us. Wow. I gotta say, I'm really surprised. I thought that maybe we would have many more casualties, but they died so incredibly easily. And look at the amount of renown we're gaining from this. 110, 45 morale. What an insane amount. Wow. Okay, that's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. And yeah, there you go. I got 115 kills right there. And as you can see, they are running away. I think I probably want to do a little bit of chasing here, but I have to be a bit careful because they are still quite dangerous, and we probably don't want to move into something that will probably get us killed. But we didn't lose that many units. Let's just take a quick look and see. 197. I think we can take these guys. Let's do it. Okay, they have 295, so they do outnumber us by a pretty considerable margin. I am quite damaged, but thankfully, due to Anson's surgery skill, we are now back in fighting position. At least a little bit. And they don't outnumber us, thankfully, thanks to our tactics skill. Very nice indeed. Oh, this is a nice battlefield. I like this quite a bit. Alright, so let's see if I can... Oh, maybe I don't like this. There's another hill over there. I was actually thinking that the SARLEON vassals would have spawned down there, but they have actually spawned just behind that hill, and that is making things a bit complicated because that means they'll have pretty nice advantage for their longbowmen, and that's never a good thing. You don't want to give the opponent any kind of advantage whatsoever, do you? So let's just put our archers in a decent enough position. I think I have quite a few. I've got 49 archers. And I have 70-something, 74 cavalry, which is kind of crazy. So we're just going to let our people just literally fire away here as much as they possibly can. Maybe they'll actually get a couple of kills, as you can see here. Maybe we'll actually bait the opponent into coming forward, which seems to be the case right now. Pretty happy with that as well. Seem to be shooting someone with a shield right now, which is probably not very good, but it doesn't really matter. As we can see, we have primarily ranged units all over the place. And I'm just hopeful that I might be able to kill one of these enemy ranged units as well. Not doing that well in terms of accuracy in this episode. I guess in the siege, That was pretty good, but not so much in the field battle. But we're doing pretty well. Yeah, look at this. They're just charging at us. They've already lost 64 units. Just insane. Now that we can actually tell our cavalry and infantry to charge in, hopefully we'll get the horse archers to be a little bit more mobile for us. I also have to be careful because you never know when there's someone with a lance coming from your blind side, and you definitely don't want that to stick you in the back. That's going to be kind of harsh. Yeah, like that, for example. Look at these guys. They have so... Yeah, Knights of the Lion. They just always have lances. Very, very difficult to deal with, those guys. Thankfully, you can do a lot of damage to them from range. If they let you, that is. But if they're off their mount, then they're not so good, I guess. Same with every knight unit, I suppose. Because if they have a lance, then they are the most dangerous they can be. There we go, we took down his horse at the very least, and now he can't lance anyone to death, which is the main thing. Unfortunately, we are losing a lot of very, very good units right here, and not entirely sure even why we are losing those, because they're really good. You know, Blackheart Knights are decent units, and they're being killed by mercenary warriors. Now, mercenary warriors, don't know if you know anything about those, but usually mercenary warriors are not that good. You know, they are very high in wages, and for the same amount of wages, you'd probably be paying a Noldor or something like that. You know, it's just insanity how much more money they require. They're not bad by any means. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that they are very expensive for what they do. So they're not cost efficient in any way. But if you have a huge amount of money, go for it. You know, they're fine. You know, they're not awful. But otherwise, I believe that is indeed a victory for us. We did take another 18 casualties, but maybe the opponent is going to have a couple of rescued prisoners for us, which would be quite nice. Now, we've got to be careful about this guy. Wish I had a bow right now. Could probably kill him quite easily. But we'll just have to deal with this the old-fashioned way. In the previous episode, obviously, we were talking about King Ulrich's unique weapon. And it just so happens that his unique weapon is a lance. And amazingly enough, it is the longest lance in the game. So if you're looking for a lance to end all other lances, then that is the way to go. The Banner of SARLEON is insane. 267 reach it has in comparison to the longest lance, which I believe is 258. So if you have the Banner of SARLEON, you're always going to beat every single enemy lancer that is in the game. So if you are a knight/lancer build, then that's definitely a good way to go about things. And I believe it's actually really good in general. Like, it has a lot of, according to some people, it has a lot of force behind it. So you can use it in a thrusting manner without a horse, and you'll actually do a lot of damage no matter what. So that's also something to think about if you are interested in the weapon at all. But anyway, there you go. We lost 21 units, took out how many? 295. And we can now take them prisoner if we want to. This guy is cunning. You know, the strategic thing that I would definitely recommend, if you're not needing honor or anything like that, just take every single person that you can prisoner. Because then you're going to get a decent amount of cash when they inevitably get ransomed. Or if you're not wanting to do that, then you can just keep them, well, basically forever. And then you can make it so that the opponent has literally no vassals to fight you. and it's going to be a super easy way to go about things. But as it stands right now, I need the honor, so I'm just going to let this guy go, and this guy is also marshal, so we'll let him go. This guy actually is good-natured. This is someone that we definitely want to have join us, if at all possible. Good-natured is fantastic, so he already has 11 relation with us, so this is going to be pretty good if we let him go here. This guy is pitiless. Yeah, now, this kind of fellow I would be quite tempted to take prisoner, literally just because he has bad personality. He already has -4 relation with us, and, well, in general, he doesn't really like us at all. But I'm going to let him go just literally because I want the honor at the moment. Let's let our people just choose what they want to take. And there we go. Now, I did find a traveler, by the way, in Ethos when I was going down there to buy some food. And they said that Phineas is actually in Sez at the moment. And I would have loved to have gone down there, but then the siege at Talon Castle actually started. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go down there in time, which is actually kind of a shame. But otherwise, we're just going to recruit all of the prisoners, recruit all of the rescued prisoners as well. And there we go. Now we have this guy, which I think we're probably going to attack as well. Let's face it, we probably want to do that. Can I actually catch him though? He's moving at 5.0, which is exactly the same as us. And yeah, Laria is no longer under siege, which is actually really nice. So, oh, he's actually turning back. Interesting. Let's actually see if we can run him into someone else that will chase him back into us. That would be quite nice. Anyway, there are our wages at the moment, 6.2k. That's not even that bad. That's pretty good. And let's see what we can do here. Should we just leave him to the Jatu? We'll just leave him to the Jatu. Maybe he'll get killed out there. And if he decides to come back, then maybe we'll try and intercept him. But yeah, there is actually something very important that I need to do. And you know what it is? You know what it is? It's actually the Noldor tournament. The Noldor tournament is starting extremely close. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to help these guys out. Okay, let's help out the Noldor. We have 256, which is actually really quite amazing, up against the Ravenstern, who have 178. I'm actually kind of annoyed at the Ravenstern, to be honest, because I only had -9 relation with them, and they refused to give me any kind of peace agreement. And I wouldn't have expected that at such a low level of relation decrease. I really would not have expected that, but they really wanted it. They really wanted the war, and I'm kind of surprised at that. But I guess that's what happens. Anyway, I'm just going to tell my people to charge in, apart from our archers, of course, because it seems like the Ravenstern knights and so on and so forth definitely want to get in on this. Kind of weird. Not entirely sure why they would want to do that, considering Ravenstern is amazing at archery. But maybe this is their way of distracting our main cavalry units so that their archers can do their thing, which is definitely going to be something I will try to stop. But we have to be careful. We really don't want to be in a position where we will get killed by a lance, if they have some lancers, that is, or in general just get caught out and killed relatively fast. But as you can see, most of the archers are now spread out, which is very easy for us to eliminate. I can even just run them down with my horse and they take enough damage because they are very lightly armored. But they are damaging, so I have to be careful. Gotta be careful. Yeah, as you can see right there. Do you see that? That guy had a polearm, and I didn't see it up until the very last moment. And if I had been a little bit more square onto him, I would have probably died, or taken a lot of damage at the very least. And we also have some Ravenstern Highlanders right here. They're making some big mistakes right here. They're running right into our archer line, and most of our guys have extremely strong crossbows or, well, regular bows. And it's not the best idea for them to do so. This guy is... Oh, that is actually the Count himself, or one of the Counts. that were attacking the Noldor here. And this is exactly the reason why you probably want to start your faction nearby to the Noldor woods, because it is just so defensible. If a Noldor patrol comes along, boom, you have an excuse to attack, and you also have a really nice way of gaining some additional Noldor relation, which is extremely useful because, as I've said before, the best armor in the game is available through Mystical Runeplate, and you need 95 relation with the Noldor to be able to gain that. And then a Qualis Gem, of course, to be able to upgrade it at the Mines of Al-Aziz. And of course, I think there's do you have to give him wine again? I'm not entirely sure if you need to give him wine again. He is a bit of a drunken fellow, so he might need some more wine. Let's face it, he's probably drunk the wine that we gave him last time, so probably going to need some more. But yeah, that's a pretty cool way to go about things, because you're going to, well, technically the ruby rune plate is the most protection that you're going to get in the game from any armor, apart from maybe Noldor armor, but it is extremely expensive, as I've said before. It's very expensive to actually even get that, because of course you're trading a Qualis Gem for that, when you could be trading the Qualis Gem for something else, like advancing your companion's stats, or advancing your own stats, or getting some Noldor units, or whatever you want to do with it. And yeah, it's kind of a big deal, and you know, using it to upgrade Mystical Runeplate, unless you have a lot of them, probably not the best idea. If you have other armor options, like Noldor armor or something like that. Anyway, we can now take this guy prisoner if we want to. He is a cunning vassal. I'm not going to be accepting him for a vassalage, but I will let him go just for the honor. This guy is also cunning. Interesting. And no one wants anything. No one wants anything from here, so I guess I will just take some stuff just to sell. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, come to me. Thank you very much. Look at that. Just gained a huge amount of units, and these guys are going to be traded away. Not a big fan of those. I will keep these, and we will take the Singalian Temptress and the Mercenary Warrior, even though I said Mercenary Warriors are not exactly great, but I'm going to take them anyway, and then we'll just take the rest of the prisoners as well. Okay, so that is fantastic. Let's go over to the Noldor tournament. I think Alistair is actually going to be coming back relatively soon, or at least I hope he will. And we've defeated 2 of the Ravenstone vassals that were attempting to besiege Laria before, so they are now even further weakened, and that means that they probably won't be too pleased to besiege us again, which would actually be quite good. You know what? I'm actually going to go back to Laria because I need to sell, just in case I am given another set of armor or something like that from the Noldor, because I'm obviously always wanting a Qualis Gem from the Noldor tournament, but you kind of want to make sure, just in case, you never know. Sometimes they might surprise you. Alright, sell that, there we go, and there we are. Oh yes, I also finished reading this book, by the way, as well, and that basically made it so that I had a pretty good amount of leadership. I literally have like, 9 leadership now or something like that, which is really, really cool. You can just pay whatever you can. I don't really mind too much about 600 dinars or anything. And yeah, as you can see, Phineas is at Sez. Yep, he is still at Sez, which is kind of amazing. There's also a hidden chest in Valenbray, so that's going to add another piece of various loot to it. And we'll hire some of those guys as well. Alright, so I'm now actually full in terms of my party size. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of heretics. That's fantastic. They're going to level up into heretic Magnuses, or Magni, however you want to say it. And that is pretty cool. I'm very happy with them. Yeah, it looks like our army is turning out really, really strong right now, even though we lost a whole bunch of very strong units, like Doom Guides. I've only got 2 Doom Guides left. Remember when I had many more than that? Yeah, me too. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Next time we'll do the Noldor tournament, and we'll see what we can do about striking back at perhaps SARLEON or Ravenstone. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.